I'm very humbled today, yet again, on this amazing, very powerful session of unleashing the real you secrets. Unleashing the real you secrets. We came to understand that in life, lots of people have been trapped into their undesired lives that they are living today just because they have not been able to tap into their real self. And we discovered that the greatest problems or the worst unmaking of man that he has ever experienced is him living outside of his real life, his real him. Your real you is the real deal that the world is honestly in quest of. The real you is what the world needs to solve its existing unique problems. And if you are never able to offer the real you to the world that is in quest of you, the real you as the real deal to its existing problems, man, you are still going to get into that rut, into that slavery, into that bondage, into that yoke of a recycled life of unprogressiveness, unfruitfulness, unsuccessfulness. And if you don't want to go into that life again, if you don't want to live into that life again, this is the place where you need to be as transformers are. This is the place where you need to be, because we bring to you real facts, truth, principles, laws of you living to the fullness of the real you. Because the problems that the world and man is experiencing today are largely as a result of man's failure to live by his real self. And we ask ourselves, what is the question? I'm just having a preamble for most of you who are not with us. The real you is the ingenuity, the potential, the giftings, the innate talents that are wired on the inside of you, that you are created and designed to solve, to offer to the world as a solution. That is why we say you're a living, timeless solution to the world's existing unique problems. You are not created just to land on earth and enjoy life and go to school and get married, build a house, have children, and then after that, get a job. And after getting a job, bang, yes, retirement, and then wait for your death. That is not what you are created for. No, life is much more than that. You are brought forth on this planet as a package to solve a unique problem. You were wired as a unique living solution that is meant to be offered to the world. Probably some of the problems you experience today, it's because you have not functioned in the fullness of the real you, in the fullness of your potential, in the fullness of your ingenuity, in the fullness of your industry, in the fullness of your enterprise. You've not functioned in the fullness of your mandate. You've not functioned in the fullness of your mandate. That is the real you. So your failure to live to the fullness of the real you, your mandate, your ingenuity, your invasion, positions you in a very precarious, problematic, catastrophic place of an undesired life, an unsuccessful life, an unfruitful life, unprogressive life. But if you desire to come out of that yoke, out of that bondage, out of the chains that have been holding you back, Every time you try to go, every time you try to move, every time you try to progress, something is holding you back. Why? Because you are living someone else's assignment. You're living someone else's ingenuity. You're living someone else's mandate. You're living someone else's life. You are living an inauthentic life. Yet the world is demanding for the real you. So, and then you could be asking yourself, okay, now I know I have enterprise, I have invasions in me, I have industriousness in me, I have talents and giftings and potential. Then how do I get to identify them? How do I get to identify what is unique for me? What is that particular thing? And if you can't go back in our recaps, you will find that. But today we want to delve more into how do I unleash this potential? How do I manifest? How do I unearth it? Because remember, we said some of the identifiers, the indicators of the real you. It is not outwardly orchestrated, it is inwardly orchestrated. It is not outwardly given, it is inwardly given. It is innate. It is wired from the inside of you. So how do you get to unleash it, to unearth it, to unravel it to the world? How do you get it to transit from a place of innateness into a place that the world can consume you as a solution? How do you get that gifting? How do you get that talent? How do you get that ingenuity that flows within you, that industriousness that flows within you, that enterprise that flows within you? How do you get it into manifestation? How do I get to unpack it that the world may smell it, may have an aroma of it, that may be able to consume it? How do I do that? How do I get it to be unleashed? And that is what we want to delve into today. The secrets of unleashing the real you. The secrets of unleashing the real you. I'm glad that I'm talking to a great team of transformers, timeless transformers within your community in Uganda. But our representatives is all the way in the Arab world there. Fedabi, thank you. I see Mr. Joseph Kanyike, Jonah, Mama, and all the others. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Others are waiting for us on the Facebook. They thought probably the link is for Facebook, but we are on Zoom. But whoever is here, I'm grateful that you're here. We are influencing timelessly lives all over the globe. All over the globe. The people that watch us on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, all these other social media platforms where you're able to link it, you are influencing lives. And it is here where we get it working. So diving into today's submission, the real you has gotten to come up. Remember, unction without function is a mere sensation in a moment. Unction without function is a mere sensation in a moment. Why? Because you having unction, which is power, potential, enterprise, giftings, talents, trapped on the inside of you, because that is your power. That is your power. Trapped inherent of the real you is power. That real you, that ingenuity, that potential, that gifting, trapped inherent of it is power. That's why we call it unction. So you having that unction without function is just a mere cessation. an excitement, a feeling in the moment. So for us to be able to transit from a place of us knowing a real us into total results, tangibility of who you really are, and you're ready as a package, a product that is ready to be consumed by the world. You need to undertake certain truth, secrets, for you to be able to unleash, to manifest, to offer yourself to the world. And that's what we are here for. By the time we are done, you'll be able to have gotten. I'll be able to capture a few. If also necessary, I'll cover the rest in the next session. But today, we're going to delve into how do I unleash that potential? How do I get it into fruitfulness? How do I get to see it consumed? How do I get to offer it to the world? That's what we are here for. Number one, for you to be able to unleash the real you, the number one truth that you should know is you having self-awareness. Self-awareness. With other words, you ought to be knowledgeable. What is it that I carry within me? Because you will never unleash, unearth, unravel, and manifest anything that you're not in knowledge of. How will you get to unearth it if you're not in knowledge of it? The reason why so many are living mediocre lives, unsuccessful lives, lives of disgrace, life of shame, life of paupers, is because they are not in knowledge of what is trapped on the inside of them. So they are living from place to place. They are not in knowledge. They are wondering, I have put all my effort. I go to every job. I lose it. I lose morale. I lose interest. Why? They are functioning in an area that is not the real self. And so they are hawking from job to job, from company to company. And why is that? It's because they are not in knowledge of who they really are. So for you to unleash the real you, that potential, that power, that gifting, that talent, that enterprise and industriousness in you, the number one secret is self-awareness. Being in knowledge of what you possess on the inside of your bosom, in the inside of your lungs, in the inside of your inner chambers. What is that you are wired with to offer to the world? Because you need to transit from a place of just knowing and then begin to work on what you know to bring it to surface, to bring it into manifestation. Information precedes transformation. You will never transform anybody unless you have information. For you to be able to be transformed, it has to be preceded with information. Without information, there is no transformation. Do you want to transform in your life, in your state of affairs? Are you fed up of where you are? Are you fed up of that maze that you've been in over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over again? You're fed up of the yoke, of the chains. Everything you do, you are not moving. The works of your hands do not show anything for it. Everything you touch is going amaze. It's going bizarre. Why you have to stay in that place for so long? You need self-awareness. You need knowledge. You need information of who you really are for you to be able to work on that, for you to have yourself and have that enterprise, that potential, that power trapped on the inside of you, and then offer it to the world as a solution. And when you offer it to the world as a solution, bang, you're into the pocket of you being identified as a successful person. You start living a higher life from that point. You start living far from mediocre life. So it is important for you to have self-awareness of what you are wired to do. Is it in the area of sports? Is it in the area of art? Is it in the area of hospitality? Is it in the area of tourism? Is it in the area of science? Is it in the area of business? Is it in the area of social works, politics, leadership? What is that thing? As long as you get to know, to have awareness of it, then you are one step into unleashing the radio. Number two, self-belief. After having acquisition, knowledge, acquired knowledge, you need now to believe in who you really are. Believe in yourself. Square up and know this is what I was wired for. This is what I was wired for. You go out on the limb, on the risk side, and you say, I don't care what other people think about me. I've been in this place. I had a good job here, and it was paying me pretty well. But I say, it doesn't matter. It might have offered me lucrative, glossy packages for me. But this is not me. This is suffocating my life. This is living an undesired life. I'm living someone else's real life. I ought to live my real life, my real me. And I put down my glass and I said, this is not for me. I am going into my line of function, into my mandate, into my seated assignment, into my real me. And I said I was wired to empower, to transform, to impart, to change lives. I am wired to do that, and I'm not gonna settle. And I took myself on the limb side and I started to position myself, and the more I did it, I am starting to bear fruit. Here I am influencing lives. You too can. I got belief in me. I had to believe in myself. I had to believe in myself. Self-belief. Nobody's going to believe in you unless you believe in self. The world will only reciprocate in relation with what you believe in. You attract what you believe. I repeat, you attract what you believe. So if you believe in self, people will believe in you. People will be drawn in you because you have belief in self. You have this unmatched, uncompetitive belief in self that this is what I was wired to do. Man, you got it. I'm saying you got it. Believe in yourself. Believe in your potential. Believe in that enterprise. Believe into that ingenuity of yours. Is it science? Is it art? Is it technology? Is it in the digital cyber world? Is it into art? Believe in it. As you believe in it, you begin to steadily get your step into unleashing the real you, that potential, that talent, that ingenuity that is going to make you a class apart. That the world may be able to identify you. Most of the people are living in an area of a traffic light. Everyone is there. They are in their comfort zones because of lack of self-belief. But if you want to cross to the other side of higher levers, successful people, transformational people, you ought to have self-belief. Self-belief is a foundation of you starting to tap into the real you, to be able to unleash it to the world. What is that thing? What is that potential? What is that you're gifted at? Is it in terms of poetry? Is it in terms of elocution? Is it in terms of writing books, authors, speaking? Is it in art? Is it in dance? Is it in music? Is it in drama? Is it in sports, athleticism? Is it in hospitality? What is that thing? Politics, leadership, mention it all. What is that thing? You ought to believe in yourself in relation with what you are wired for. That is the real you. That is what is going to make you a class apart. Don't give up, Joseph. Get on that project. You are influencing lives. You're transforming lives. You're pushing lives to become better. Don't give up on them. Mr. Joseph Kanyike, please don't give up on that dream. Have self-belief. Push yourself to it. Jonah, Mama Caro, hey, Fedabi, push yourself into self-belief. Have self-belief. I've been there before. People doubted me. Why should you leave that job? Because living a life that is risk-free is a complete manifestation of lack of self-belief. Living a life risk-free is self-manifestation of self-unbelief. Do you want to cross to the other side of living a higher life, a successful life, a fruitful life, a progressive life, an advanced life, an achiever's life? You ought to have self-belief in you. And when you do that, it empowers you to begin to unleash that solution to the world. Number 3, having self-vision or being self-envisioning. What do you see as a person? What is it that you see? Being self-envisioning. What is it that you see? What is that mental blueprint that you see? Every day when you rise up, you see it. You see life in it. What is that thing? Because without vision, you will never come to a place of provision. I repeat, without vision, you've never come to a place of provision. Provision is attracted to vision. no helper, no business, no association, no company is going to come to your residue in terms of the real you, in terms of your ingenuity, potential, talent, gifting, if you have no vision. They'll always ask for your vision. What is your vision? What is the bigger picture? What do you see? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself? What is your vision? What is it that you're seeing? Vision is not necessarily a physical vision. It is that mental blueprint that you envisage, that you see on the inside of your innermost chambers. The bigger picture that you see that in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, this is what I ought to be. And you inscribe it down and let everyone that sees it, let them be in shock. It should have a wow factor. We talked about it. One of the identifiers of the real you. It should wow people. It should be unique. Let your vision, what you see, shock people, amaze people. The book of Habakkuk, one of the writers wrote in the book of Habakkuk, that write down your vision, that they that see it may run away from it. What is it that you see? Self-envisioning. What is that vision? What is it that you see? You only possess as far as you can see. I repeat, you will only possess as far as you can see. Think about it. How will you go where you don't see? You cannot move somewhere that you don't see. You cannot. You will only be in possession of what you can see. If you don't see it, you will not go for it. So have self-envisioning. This is one of the secrets of you unleashing the real you, your potential, your enterprise. You should be self-envisioning. You should be having a vision. Be visionary. Because you'll never be able to have provision without vision. Vision precedes provision. Do you want people to be drawn into you, into what you believe in, into what you know about yourself in relation with the real you, your gifting, your talent, your potential, your industry, your enterprise, your mandatory responsibility, your solutions to the world? Do you want to be drawn, people to be drawn into it and help you to unleash it? You should have a vision. Don't undermine the power of vision. Because everywhere you go and share what you have, it will attract the people that will be probably the next gateway to your next miracle, to your next opportunity, to your next breakthrough. The power of self-envisioning is very key in unleashing the real you. Number 4, You ought to be self-strategizing. Self-strategizing. What is your strategy? What is your plan? What is your detailed plan, goals, objectives for you to get you to the end, to the ultimate end of the real you? You don't just wake up and say, here I am. You ought to strategize, plan. In the first quarter, this is what I want. In the second quarter of the year, this is what I want. Oh, I don't have the resources. Oh, what should I do? The bank is not going to believe in my money, to believe in my potential, because I have not yet unleashed it. I won't sell to them the idea and they will buy it. How do I go about this? Okay, let me fast work. That is what I did. I came here. And then I was like, I need to live on. But I had to plan out that I'm not going to work for somebody else forever. I am a living solution that I need to offer. The people I'm working for, they are living to the fullness of the real them. And they are offering themselves as a solution to the world. But I'm here for a moment. After these few years, I ought to have stepped into living the real me as a solution to the world. And when time came, I say, I throw in the towel. Now it is the time. And with the little resources I had, I created platforms on how to be able to live the real me as a solution to the world. And I stood into it. I believed in myself. I had a vision. And I started to strategize on how I should start. And I'm always strategizing. You ought to self-strategize. Nobody else is going to strategize for you because they don't understand you. They are not you. They are also strategizing in relation with the real them. So it has to be self-strategizing. Self-strategy. Strategize yourself. Plan out. In this year, I'll need this. I need to make social networks. I need to know this. I need to know that. I need to develop myself. I need to do this and the other. You plan out. What are the goals and the objectives? What are my core values? How do I arrive there to the ultimate end of unleashing the big me? It is a secret. It is a secret. No one has gotten to the top without strategy. No one goes to the wall without strategy. Because we are living in a world where we are fighting to offer ourselves as solutions that the world may take us in, may be able to celebrate and believe in what we offer to it as solutions, for it to be able to appreciate us. So if you don't have strategy on how you're going to penetrate all these people that are seeking to be noticed, and you think you will just wake up by osmosis and bang, it happens. No, it needs strategy. It needs strategy, plan. Get on the board. Design out, how am I going to arrive? from A to B, from B to C, from C to D. How do I get to Z? How do I get there? Self-strategy. Self-strategy. And after strategizing yourself, you come to the next secret. It is called self-seeding. You ought to seed yourself. Yes, I know now who the real me is. Yes, I have self-belief in what I'm doing. Yes, I have this vision. Yes, I have strategized. What next? It is the time to seed yourself, to put yourself into the ground. Bury your head in there. When I left my work, it was not friendly. Not even the people that I came up with knew what I was going through. But I had to make sure that life went on as though nothing happened. From their end, they received what they needed. But deep down, me as a person, I was in the ground. I seated myself. I was feeling the heat. I had to seed myself, because not until you seed yourself, you will never see fruit of yourself. Not until there is self-seeding, there will never be self-fruition. I repeat, not until there is self-seeding, there will never be self-fruitfulness. Do you want to experience fruitfulness in your ingenuity, in your potential, in your gifting, in your assignment, in that evasion, enterprise, industriousness? Do you want to see fruitfulness? Do you want for you to be unleashed to the world as a ready product for consume? To consume, you ought to seed yourself. You ought to plant yourself into a place where you're ready to die and let everyone forget about it. So he messed up. He lost it. Where is he? They no longer even have time to call you. When you had money, when you are offering them everything, they were calling you all the time. But when it's time for seeding yourself, it's a place of a loner. You are being worked on. For any seed to have life, it must fall to the ground and die. Life starts from death. Fruitfulness starts from seeding self. Do you want fruitfulness in your life, in that business, in that ingenuity? You ought to come to a place of death. Self-seeding is a place of a loner, privacy. You don't have time for everyone because you're too busy, ingrained, consumed. You wake up as early as 3. You have A, B, C, D on your table. You no longer have time for other people. You're seeding yourself. You're reading material above the people that have something in relation with what you do. People that have gone ahead of you. You're in meetings like this while others are watching movies, telemundos. You are empowering yourself. You're having a society of people of the same belief. You're keeping yourself away from every other person. You're seeding yourself on Transformers app. You're on YouTube. You're watching. What is it that I need to put more on my life, to upgrade myself? After that, you're calling people. You're networking this and the other. You're thinking, where do I go next? You're strategizing. You are busy seeding yourself, working on self. That is seeding self. You ought to get this secret. Self-seeding. Every time you seed yourself, know there are a people that you're going to cut off from your life. When the seed, before it is in the ground, it is in accompaniment of all other seeds. But when it is time to get to the ground, it's by itself. As long as you're not into the ground by yourself, you will never unleash the real you. You need to seed yourself. And the life of self-seeding calls for a lonely life. It isolates you from every other person, so that you may work on you. And as you exert pressure of knowledge, of upgrading self, of working and calling and networking and coming on platforms like these ones, you are literally exerting pressure for that seed of gifting, of talent, of potential, of industry, of art to begin to break out, that it may unleash out of the ground. Unleash itself out of the ground to blossom, that the world may see it. And when they see it, it brings a smile on everybody, and everyone will start to run to water it. Like a seed is planted in the ground, it is being exerted with pressure. It is getting its roots deep down. As you work on yourself, you're seeding yourself in the ground, working and toiling and going on different platforms, upgrading, developing yourself, having network, calling this and the other, working out, strategizing, envisioning, coming up with a vision where you're going to go to next. And as you strategize this, growing the bigger picture, strategizing yourself, having the goals and the plans and developing yourself on different platforms like Transformers, you are literally rooting yourself, having foundations deep into the ground, that when the time comes, it will be so hard for the ground to continue to hold you, for the maze, for the world to resist you. It will be so hard because your time would have come and you will blossom out. And when you blossom out, everyone is attracted to you. They're like, hey, look at that seed. The farmer begins to say, oh, the seed has come out. We need to improve on the watering. They begin to water you. They begin to water you. They begin to water you. When you become a person that seeds themselves and become into that state of being lonely, working on yourself, working on the things that you desire, working on the things that identify with the real you, with your potential, with your ingenuity, time is going to come out and you are it is inevitable to notice you because you are blossomed. You've worked on yourself, exerted pressure on yourself. Now it is the time to shine. And when you shine, everybody will desire to water you. The power of self-seeding. Do you want to unleash that potential? It's the time you seed yourself. One of the great writers in one of the most universal books that has ever been written, the Bible, he said, unless the seed falls on the ground, unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground, it cannot bear fruit unless it falls to the ground. There is a time to fall low. There is a time to lay low and work on yourself. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. You are coming to platforms, mentors, listening to coaches, listening to consultants, strategizing. Where do I go from here? The networks I need, the vision I have, the goals, the objectives, the core values. What do I need to cut off and what do I not need to cut off? What do I need to retain and what do I not need to retain? I need to move on. I need to push myself. And as you do that, power unleashes out of you and you begin to show up. You are indirectly, invisibly shining yourself, working on yourself, grinding yourself to shine that the world may notice you. Do you want to unleash that potential? Do you want to unleash that mandate? Do you want to unleash that ingenuity in you? That enterprise, that art, that sport, that athleticism, that gifting, that ministry, that hospitality, that ingenuity, that leadership. Do you want it to be unleashed, manifested, shown to the world? You need to seed yourself, self-seeding. Lay low and work on yourself. And when your time comes, the world will no longer be able to contain you, like the earth cannot contain the sea when its time has come for it to blossom. The world will not be able to contain you. You will go into places where they say no, and they say, oh, hang on. There is something different this time. Your vision, your project, it's different. We see power, we see life in it. Yes, 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 I can see there is something new. Where you went and you were rejected, this time they will accept you. The people who could not afford to say hi, this time they'll say, hello, I think you have a point. The people that rejected you, they will begin to call you. Hey, buddy, can you come to my office? Let us think about this again. Because you seated yourself. And as you seated yourself, a time came and the world could no longer contain you. It is your time to blossom. It is your time to unleash yourself into full potential of your ingenuity, of your mandate, of your industry, of your enterprise. Do you want to unleash that real you? You need these secrets. Self-awareness, self-belief, self-envisioning, self-strategy, and self-seeding. When you get hold of this, I want to assure you, friends, you are on the verge of living a higher life. You are on the verge of living a fruitful life. You are on the verge of living a successful life. You are on the verge of living a life that is transformational, a life that impacts others, a life that changes communities, a life that transforms nations and the universe at large. You are on the verge of living your legacy, a timeless legacy. So I call upon you, please know these secrets. They are vitals. They are vital for you to unleash the real you. Please don't just sit back and think that unleashing the real you, that potential, that gifting will happen by osmosis. No. It takes you to be in hold of certain secrets, truth, laws, principles, nuggets, insights, secrets that elevate you, that transition you from the passive real you into the active you. Every action experiences a reaction. For every action, there is a reaction. Take this into action and you'll see the reaction of you being unleashed to the world as a living solution, not a living problem. Once again, I am Edwin Peter, the Timeless Transformer. Also, Edwin Peter Sewankambo, for those of you who have hardship with pronouncing my name because it's long, Edwin Peter, I salute you and sign out and call upon you. Please take hold of these secrets and you'll begin to unleash the real you. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. Fedabi and Joseph. Salute. I love you all, guys. Jonah in the High Command Center and Mama Kara, HR. God bless you so much. Have a wonderful week. I salute you and I sign out. Back to the High Command. Thank you so much.